What's the weirdest thing you've seen happen at a friend's house that they thought was normal? Story 1. When I was staying at a friend's house for the first time, she asked her parents to take us somewhere and, when they said no, she lost her shit. She started screaming at the top of her lungs and crying, "You fucking assholes, I fucking hate you both, you're shitty piece of shit parents." We were 13. The weirdest part was they just sat there ignoring her and shaking their heads. If I ever spoke to one of my parents that way, I guarantee they would have kicked me out or beat me with a wooden spoon. Story 2. His mom walked around topless barking a chore list while we just sat around the coffee table working on homework. She was a single mom working multiple jobs. They were latchkey kids. They didn't even bat an eyelash, but the minute she saw a new face at the house, she shifted on a dime. Ducked into the mudroom, threw on her bra and work shirt, and brought out a carton of Oreos from a secret stash and was pretty much shocked into silence. I think she was terrified I'd misappropriate it to my parents, but all we cared about was cookies. Story 3. When I was younger, I was best friends with two brothers from Jamaica. One of the days they asked me to stay over so we could play some Atari after we finished playing outside. We came home 12 minutes after their curfew, so their dad, who was extremely calm, told us to sit in the living room. I sat in there with my two friends and they were super quiet, which was a bit weird until their dad walked in with a belt and beat the living shit out of them. I got very scared because I thought I was in for a beating, but he didn't hit me, which was a huge relief. After the beating, their dad asked if I would like some carrot juice while my friends just went back to normal and set up their Atari as if nothing happened. I was sitting on the sofa wondering what the fuck just went on. Story 4. When I was 12, a friend's amputee grandpa demanded to watch everyone in the bathroom when they went. He had a mirror so he could watch you. When I didn't fall for that, they put shampoo in my hair so I'd have to take a shower. I started crying and wanted to call my mother to leave. My friend didn't think it was odd. Also, I am a woman. Story 5. Slept over at a friend's when I was around 10. She was the only girl in her family and had 5 brothers, whose ages ranged from like 4 to 15. Everything about my friend's room and sleeping situation were normal. But her brother's room was bizarre. They shared one big room, with 3 bunk beds. Each mattress has a fitted sheet, a pillow, and nothing else. No top sheets, no blankets, no comforters. Also, the boys didn't have pajamas. They all just slept in the clothes they had worn that day, with their shirts tucked into their pants and belts on. Their room didn't have a door, and neither did their connected bathroom or their closets. Turns out they were fundamentalist Christians, and the boys' setup was meant to prevent masturbation. Story 6. This happened when I was like 6. I needed to use the bathroom at a friend's house and he led me to his parents' bathroom. The place was filled with crap of all sorts. Boxes, magazines, an inflatable pool, and lots of other stuff. You could barely get in there. He pulled out a drawer from the installed cabinet by the entryway and said to pee in there. I thought he was joking until he went ahead and peed in there himself. I couldn't argue with that, so I too peed right in there. Then he shut the drawer and we went and played more Ninja Turtles. Story 7. One time I was at my friend's house while his dad was working late. His mom brought home 2 Little Caesars pizzas for us, his brother and his parents. By the time his dad got home from work, there was no pizza. So his dad just made himself a salad for dinner and no one got screamed at until they cried. Story 8. When I was like 10 or 11, a new kid moved into our town and started at our school. I was always super nice to new kids because I moved a bit and changed schools a bit. I knew how hard it was. We made friends and he had me over for a sleepover. He decided to show me a Polaroid picture of his mother having intercourse with a dog. I was just like, WTF dude, let's play Nintendo. Story 9. I had a friend in high school whose mother was from Jamaica. His family would cleanse together every year. I guess it was customary in his mom's culture. So literally they'd take medicine to make themselves shit their brains out for a day or 2 every year. Notable mention, they only had 1 bathroom. Story 10. This happened around 1994. I was 12 years old. I grew up in an extremely rural town. One day I visited my friend's house who lived deep in the woods. I'm talking like they were completely off the grid backwoods. They had 2 outdoor dogs, both chained up outside 24/7 and just not treated as pets at all. One dog got free and ran over and attacked the other. The dog that got bit was quite a bit smaller and was definitely injured. My friend's dad came out with a pistol and shot both dogs. It changed my life forever. About 30 minutes after the whole thing happened, we all ate dinner together as if nothing happened. My parents picked me up shortly after, and I cried the entire way home. My friend and his family didn't seem fazed at all. Story 11. Went to my friend's house after a high school exam. Walked in and his dad and stepdad were playing Sorry and smoking cigars and his mom was making out with some random dude on the couch. She gave us $20 and told us to go get a couple of large pizzas and come back. I don't know what was weirder, that my friend was like, it's not even my dad's week with me, or when we got back that his dad and makeout dude was gone. Table all set for pizza, and his stepdad and mom acted like it was just a normal Wednesday. Story 12. In 6th grade, I would go over to my friend's house. Her mom was very sexual. She would hardcore make out with her boyfriend on the couch in front of us kids. She once showed me a picture of a basketball team and said she dated every one of the men in that photo. The worst part is how she would rub her fingers against their little Yorkie's penis and say, "Do you like your willy dilly rubbed?" Story 13. A toddler drinking a wine cooler. The whole family was fucked up, but that stuck out to me for obvious reasons. I was only 18 at a party, drinking underage, and had no idea what to do when I saw that. I made a comment about how little kids probably shouldn't drink alcohol, but the kid's mom got scary defensive about it. Story 14. Saw my friend spit in her house, straight onto the carpet. I didn't go back. Story 15. When I was in high school, a friend asked 2 other friends and me to his house for dinner. His mom served homemade bean soup, which was very good. Toward the end of the main course, she brought out a chocolate cake for dessert. She cut each of us a slice and plopped it into our bowls, in which we each still had about an inch of soup. Our guests exchanged puzzled glances, but the family dug right in, so chocolate cake soaked in bean soup was ordinary for them. Story 16. I was about 12 or 13 and I had a huge zit on my ass that was incredibly painful and it was deep under the skin. I couldn't pop it no matter what, and in my extreme pain sitting down I asked my dad to pop it. He said alright and I took down my pants and bent over. My dad then put on gloves to pop the zit. Anyway, in the middle of all this, my sister's friend who was 11, walked in on us at full speed as we were behind a wall that connects the hall sector to the living room, so she was really close. She gasps and walks out of the room. Story 17. I saw the mom of my friend laying on the couch and her other son was petting her chest with his foot. And it wasn't the right kind of playful. It was very sexual and the look on both of their face was like right before a porn movie. My friend and I were right there and nobody batted an eye. In fact, she started to give me the same look. I and my friend were 15 and his younger brother was 11. Story 18. I remember asking my mom how come she didn't like me like my friends' moms like their girls. I told her they always hugged and talked to each other and laughed. And said I love you multiple times throughout the day. I was 10. My mom rolled her eyes at me and went to her room. I tried to be close to her until I was about 16. I finally realized she didn't give a shit about being close to me. She was very affectionate and close to my brothers and little sister. After she realized I didn't care anymore, she started to make an effort. I'm extremely lucky for my dad though. He was there for me for anything and everything. Later on, I realized she was extremely jealous and hated that my dad doted on me. Hey, if you like the video so far, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video for more. Story 19. Went to a friend's house as a kid. Sitting at the dining table for lunch. House phone rings. Everyone falls to the floor around me including mum and dad. I'm the only one left sitting there. The dad informs me that I now must answer the phone. Hello, Johnson's house. I hold the phone out to the dad. It's for you. Everyone laughs and I am so uncomfortable. The next time that phone rang, I was the fastest to the floor, I can tell you that. Such a fun-loving family. Story 20. I was in the 6th grade. Sit down at the dinner table with my friend, his dad, mom, bro, and sis. Dad just casually put some hardcore porn on their big screen TV, when nobody had one really and they were enormous. While we're all just eating dinner. Doesn't skip a beat as he goes right back to his plate. Story 21. In 2nd grade my friend's parents were separating and the dad kept screaming at his wife on the phone. The kids acted like it was normal, but I was freaked out. I'd seen parents argue but not lose all respect for each other. My mom told me the next day that I was to call her if that happened again. She thought it was close to becoming a domestic incident. Story 22. I have the opposite one because I had the weird family. In high school, I had a sleepover and one friend went to the kitchen in the middle of the night and saw my dad intoxicated, in his underwear and stained shirt, on his knees in front of the fridge drinking mustard out of the bottle. Monday rolls around and the rumors spread and I was like, wait, all your dads don't do that too. By the way, he did have his own separate mustard bottle. Story 23. A neighbor's dad was an avid fisherman and he would use these electrode things in the lawn to get worms to come up that he was gonna use as bait. He would also eat some of the first ones to come up to check if they tasted right. If not, he would remove the electrodes and try again another day. Story 24. Rich friend's family had rooms not touched in weeks that had vomit on the bedsheets from one of their parties. Story 25. Not my friend, but her ex-boyfriend. He and his mom were very touchy to a point that it made everyone highly uncomfortable. His mom hated my friend and made a point to be touching her son constantly. I even watched him try to kiss his mom on the lips in front of everyone, and on another occasion, she pulled him into her lap. He was 17. You can share your own story down in the comment below, and thanks for watching the video.